Good morning, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is going to be a great day. First of all, I just want to start off by saying, give God all the glory and all the praise for waking me up this morning. Just the ability to trade, to make money, but also help others make money. I can't say I'm also grateful for my wife being beside me right now because she's at treatment. So if you guys already know, my wife had a kidney transplant a few years ago. So every month she has to take kidney transplant treatment. So with that, it's gonna be me right now, but I'm pretty sure she's gonna hop on the live as well. If not, then we're gonna get it same way. So guys, let's go ahead. Let's get this going. We're not gonna be rushing anything as far as trades. I'm looking at a couple things. I see QQQ already gapped up to the upside. So that is good, but what I don't like is I don't like that QQQ gapped up, but gold is also running. Normally, gold does the opposite of the market. So when the market is dropping, a lot of times what will happen is people will go into commodities, which is gold. They'll go into gold because that's a safe haven when the market is dropping. Right now, gold, if let me pull this up so you could see, unless we start dropping it. Okay, so now we start dropping again. Earlier I saw that push up. So we pushed up right here. So we was pushing up, which we're still in an uptrend right now because we're above the VWAP right here. We're above VWAP. These dotted lines are my VWAP. But we have a bullish divergence right here. We had a bullish divergence last night as well, earlier yesterday. And now we have a bullish divergence again. So right here, we're going up and we're above VWAP. So we could push all the way up to 312 on gold. Now we don't trade. This is Forex, okay? So what I'm showing you right here is Forex. You can trade gold itself, which gold itself would be GLD. I don't trade GLD. Just to give you guys, what time is it? I don't normally trade the first 15 minutes, guys, unless my trade alerts actually go off. But GLD is not something to where you could say, all right, it's a solid chart because you have a lot of gaps. It will gap up or gap down. Right now, gold is in a downtrend. Okay, so with that said, let me go back to what did I put there? I think I had Tesla. So I'm looking at Tesla as far as to the downside. I got a couple alerts in that I'm paying attention to right now. If Tesla break this 94 level, then we're going to be going to the downside as far as with Tesla. Our target at that point is going to be 88. Now, if we break 94, the first one is going to be 90 because that's a psych level. Okay. The next one is going to be I like QQQ to the upside, but I want to see some type of pullback. Right here, we have the gap that I showed you guys. I'm kind of in a teaching moment right now. But I showed you guys the gap right here that needs to be filled. Hold on. Hey, what about it? All right, so we're open, guys. Market open, as you can see. I wanted to do Meta. I wanted to do Meta calls, but Meta already broke to the upside and it broke real quick, right? So we're pushing on Meta right now. We're pushing on all of these. Like QQQ is already pushing. I see my BA alert went off, so let me look at BA. Yeah, BA already went off. $4 just like that. Like the market really popped up. So right now, you're gonna be in a situation where you're chasing. The contracts for calls are gonna be very high right now. So let the market settle for a little bit. Anything that didn't break automatically, I don't like chasing trading gaps. And the first 15 minutes, if you look at the thing right now, these are gonna be very high. So even though QQQ was a call for me and a good call, the gap up I don't like, and sometimes you need to just wait and be patient. We don't chase, okay? So we don't chase. That's one thing we don't do. We don't chase. Meta popped up. If Meta had opened down here and broke, Meta is hitting my target, which is right here. We have a 2-2 reversal calls, and all right, let's see that. That took a little bit of time, so hopefully this is a better setup. All right, so on Wells Fargo, we just broke. Wells Fargo also gapped up. Wells Fargo also gapped up, so we're gonna be Visionary Hills. Can you mute your mic? All right, so be patient, guys. Even though stuff is moving up, we have Palantir also, but Palantir was to the upside. We didn't break Palantir right here. Palantir is looking good though. If Palantir break, then we could push more. But Palantir is pushing down. I like the fact that Palantir is bouncing off the 50 or right at the 50. Meta is probably gonna push today, guys. But let's see right here. See this right here? We're above the 200 on Meta right over here. So just give it time. All right, let me go back out and come back in. It says failed. All right. Guys, type in the chat if you can. Let me see this right now. I'm going to close out the chat and bring it back up. All right, guys. So again, we're being patient for the first 15 minutes. There's things that's pushing up. Just got to be patient. All right, gotta see if I the stream. All right, no trades yet, guys. We're being patient. No trades yet. All right, let's see here. So right now, QQQ just closed the gap. So QQQ just closed the gap on the I have a gap that QQQ needed to close. That's closed right now. Let's see. See now, look at Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo gave me the alert to the upside, but just like I said, patience is key. Right now, even though it broke, it's dropping back down. Okay, so this is where I said you have to be patient with your trades. Okay, so AVGO just broke my my weekly for calls. We have 3 minutes left in this candle, so we're gonna wait. A lot of these are at all-time highs, guys. Meta is pulling back. Let's take a look at AVGO. All right, guys. So 15 minutes about to close in 30 seconds. I like AVGO to the upside. Um, Trying to make sure that you guys can see my screen. All right, so I like AVGO to the upside, guys. Um, so AVGO, I'll say AVGO calls. So AVGO calls. First target is going to be that 280 mark. All right, here we go, guys. We're approaching that 280. Here we go. Up 6% on these. I know you guys probably can't see because for some reason my screen is not sharing right now, so I apologize for that. But you guys can hear. So right now we're in AVGO calls. I'm looking at Meta as well, but I like AVGO to the upside. AVGO broke the weekly high. So the only thing we're in right now, guys, is AVGO calls. Okay, the only thing we're in right now is AVGO calls. All right, so right now, market is just taking its time right now. Meta just broke to the upside. Right now, guys, the only thing we are in right now is AVGO calls. Okay, the only thing we're in right now is AVGO calls. Meta is moving to the upside. Everything is pushing. Google is also pushing to the upside. Google did not break my target yet for a call. Again, guys, for some reason my computer is not streaming the video. I'm hearing like we're having some kind of issue with the video. But the good thing is you guys can hear me as far as for that. So I don't want to jump off and then you guys can't hear me or anything. So again, I'm very bullish on AVGO. The day looks good as far as that. We have the weekly, which also just broke to the upside. And then we have the 3 month that also just broke to the upside. Okay, so AVGO looks bullish to the upside. Now, right now we're testing VWAP. We're pulling back to VWAP on AVGO. I'm not liking this 15-minute candle. So we got 1 minute left in this 15-minute candle. If this 15-minute candle ends like this with a hammer, an inverted hammer, then I'm very uncomfortable with that for the day. I'd rather take a small loss than a pullback that's going to cost more. Now today is FOMC at 2 as well, guys. So there we go. We test VWAP. We're bouncing off of VWAP right now. So here we go, 10 o'clock. Meta is pushing. It looks very small. Only thing right now we're in, guys, is AVGO calls. I'm liking Apple's setup right now. We're still below VWAP on Apple though, so we're still below VWAP on Apple. AVGO is holding right now, is holding the VWAP. So we're still above VWAP on AVGO. $30 minute. 30-minute, we're on VWAP. We're testing VWAP as well. Google just reversed on the daily. So I like Google calls. With Google calls, I'll put Google calls out for next week. So I'm in Google calls right now. All right, so Google is pushing up, guys. We're up 5% on Google. Apple is also looking good. Apple broke the 3-1 setup on a 15-minute to the upside. Now the only two things that I'm in right now is AVGO calls and Google calls. Those are the only thing I'm in right now. Right now we have Google pushing. Google is gonna have some type of I just have my Palantir went off as well. But Google, the first target on Google is gonna be where there's gonna be some type of resistance, is going to be right at 80, 180, 17. Just had Palantir went off, so Palantir is probably broke. Palantir will be a long-term play because we have that set. So Palantir, I would say, is a call as well for Palantir. Palantir is going to be a long-term play. So if you put that out like 2 weeks, having pullbacks here, I would say wait for the new 50-minute to come in. All right, so we're moving on Google as far as the contracts on Google. We're up 7% on those. All right, so we're approaching first target. All right, so we're up 10% on these. Make sure you're trimming some. We have 1 minute and 40 seconds left in this candle, in this 15-minute candle. So I'm looking for the push right here. Up 11%. Make sure you're taking some type of profit. The crazy thing is once you go up, guys, the contracts fluctuate based on time, okay? So they fluctuate based on time. So I'm always going to tell you, make sure you take some type of profit, because any pullback can cost you, your contracts will go back down and deteriorate because these are based on time. All right. So we're approaching the first target, which is 180.17. 180 is going to be a cycle level. So anytime it touch 180, we're gonna face some type of resistance. So we're right there. We're at 190, 179.82. 30 seconds left in this candle. Up 15% on these. Make sure you're trimming. Up 17%. Over 20% on these. We are about to hit target. Make sure you're trimming. We might have a pullback right here. All right, so we're about to hit target on Google right now. We're literally like 6 cents away from the target. So it went right there. So make sure you're taking some type of profit. We might see some type of rejection right here. So just make sure that you're taking some type of profit. We should push, and we're also approaching, yeah. Right here is the body of the candle. So right where I have that line is the body of the candle. See that rejection right there? That's why I'm telling you guys to make sure you take some type of profit. All right, so the only thing I'm holding some runners in Google. I'm still in AVGO. So let's see right here. Order plot. We have 9 minutes left in this 1 hour candle. All right, Google is approaching again. Runners I have on Google are up over 25%. That bounce off the 200. And that's painful. All right, so Google hit the first target, guys. Google hit the first target. Our second target is going to be 180.77, followed by 180, 181.60. Now, our setup on AVGO, let's see right here. Right now, the 15-minute candle is right below VWAP, but I'm liking how this 15-minute candle is ending. We have 5 more minutes left in this 15-minute candle, so there's a lot can happen. But if we look on the 5-minute candle, we need to break back to the upside on this. The 200 on the 5-minute chart is sitting at 274.81. But if it goes down there, it also can continue down. I'm watching the half an hour candle as well. The 30-minute candle as well. The 30-minute candle, we're going back above VWAP. Okay. So right now we have 5 minutes left. So this 5 minutes, you have to think about it. That's 5 minutes that's ending in the 15-minute, in the 30-minute, and also on the 1 hour chart. So you want to make sure, we want to make sure that a lot of positive signs are happening. So right now, closing above VWAP on the 30-minute will be good. Right now we're right at VWAP. On the 15-minute, the 15-minute is closing in a hammer right now. It's a hammer right now, but we have 4 minutes, which is a lot of time. Anything can happen in the 4 minutes. We could have a pullback where we drop down more, or we could have it where it pushed up. The higher time frame, I like the higher time frame as being bullish on the higher time frame. I don't like the lower time frame. And I like to preserve capital. So we're looking good right now on AVGO. We need to, right now we're testing VWAP on the 15-minute. We want to break and close above VWAP. A break and close above VWAP, then that's good. The next 15-minute could come in, test VWAP, and then we go from there. Now, remember, we have 3 minutes left in this 1 hour candle. So we could push all the way back up as well. Just got to see and be patient. Five-minute is back above VWAP. So right now we took 2 trades for the day. We took Google, and we're still in AVGO calls. Right now on Google, let me see the 15-minute. All right. So on Google Map, I'm placing my runners at break even. Remember, we already hit target on the day for Google. So with this, if we have the 15-minute candle end like this right now, and the new 15-minute come in, pop up a little bit and break below this 15, then we could see Google drop down. Okay. So make sure that you don't let your trade go red. All right, we got 1 minute left. This 30-minute, the 30-minute setup on AVGO is giving me a bearish harami. So I don't like that. So once this 30-minute ends, my stop loss, or I'm going to place a stop if we break below, if we break below the 30-minute low, then we could come back down to 273.13 and close that gap, because we have a gap that we gapped up this morning. Now, I am bullish overall on AVGO. We just broke that. We just broke 3-month. But because we're day trading, that's going to be different. So this is a new 15-minute that's coming in. New 15-minute, new 30-minute, new 1 hour that's coming in right now. All right, we don't have a top on this candle. All right, so here we go. The top is being created on the 30-minute. On Google, if Google breaks right here, guys, I'll close the rest of my Google. I'm watching Google right here. All right, I'm going to close the rest of my Google. And I'm going to close also AVGO. There's no top on AVGO. This is going to piss me off. All right, so we did 2 trades today. One have a loss on one. Now we just have Tesla that went off for puts. But Tesla's showing the same thing as AVGO. There's no top. Which on AVGO price could pop back up. All right, so I'm watching Tesla. Tesla broke to the downside, right? So the target, even though we broke to the downside as far as a reversal to the downside for a 2-2 reversal, is showing a bullish divergence on a 15-minute. So unless we we pop up, create that wick on top of this, and then come back down and break this low, then we could continue to drop. But if not, then Tesla could pop back up. Now, what I'm looking at on Tesla as well, yeah, so now it popped back up, right? So this is a thing that you have to be careful with, because I closed AVGO. It dropped down. We have a bearish harami on the 30-minute, so that means that we could go all the way back down to day low. So I don't like that. Okay, but it didn't have a top on the 30-minute, so that means that we can pop back up as well. Now I'm bullish on AVGO on a higher time frame. We just break the 30-minute, the 3-month. We just broke the 3-month high. We just broke the weekly high. But we also, the crazy thing is, we didn't, the first target was 280, but it didn't go to 280, right? And a lot of times what will happen is, within that range, when we get close to that range as far as 280, sometimes you'll have that sell off because there's people that's going to be selling at 280. Okay. We was up on a contract. I was up 6% on those contracts, a little over 6%, but I didn't take profit on those. Okay, so, but it's all good. See, we're pulling back right here. Google, that's why I said to make sure you close your contracts on Google. Google is pushing back down right now. Once Google broke that 15-minute, we know that, all right, we're coming back down to the downside. Tesla is showing something else. So a lot of people might want to short Tesla, which Tesla has bad news. Tesla, I know Trump and thing is beefing right now, but at the same time, I'm seeing a bullish divergence set up on the 15-minute. So I don't want to take that unless I see the break of going lower on the 15-minute. Remember, this could be so for Google, this could be a pullback, right, to go back up. But either way, we want to make sure that in options we're taking profits, because your contracts, even though we you might be up 20% when they come up here, we was up over 25 on here. But what you don't want to happen is you being up 25% and this small pullback, or this pullback, it's not small, but this pullback right here, right, would have you in the negative at this point. So now you're begging to go back in positive, and when you go back up to the high, you won't be that profitable. So on the lower time frame, I'm seeing bullish divergence on Tesla. So you have a bullish divergence. So let me show you right here. Now, guys, I'm sorry you can't see my screen right now in the Discord, because I was told my screen is not showing in the Discord. I'll make sure that's fixed by tomorrow as well. But the good thing is you guys can hear me. But also right here, we have a bullish divergence on the 5-minute. Okay, what that means is that we have lower low and we have higher low on the oscillator. So we have bullish divergence happening on the 5-minute. Now we just broke that 5-minute high. So that's the bullish divergence. So you have lower low, higher low. Okay, so that's a bullish divergence. Now on the 15 minute does not have the bullish divergence yet. But as you could see, you have lower low right here, and then you have a higher low that's being created on the 15 minute as well. So you have higher low right here. So even though we broke to the downside for Tesla on the daily, if you look on the daily, we just closed a gap. So there was a little small gap right here that needed to be closed. It closed that gap and then bounced right back up. If you look at this, the gap was right here. So right at the body of that candle, the gap was right there. So it literally closed that gap and bounced right back up. So even though the alert went off for puts, you have to look and see what the setup looks like on a smaller time frame. So the smaller time frame is showing me, hey, we have a bullish divergence here, so we can go up, which literally, once the bullish divergence happened on a 5 minute, we popped up almost $1, right? Now VWAP on the 5 minute is right at 297.31. Okay, now we're watching right now and see what happens with this. Now on the 15 minute, the divergence is not confirmed yet on Tesla. Okay, so for the bullish divergence to confirm on Tesla, we're gonna have to have the break of this 15 minute candle, which is 3 minutes left on this 15 minute candle. Now if we wait, because all this is patience, guys. All this is patience. So what would happen now is, if this 15 minute ends the way it is right now is green, right? If we break above here, there's situations still happening. Now we confirm that there's a bullish divergence. We're right at VWAP. Okay, so we could test that VWAP right here, but the target on it is going to be 98. We could see 300 because of the bullish divergence, right? On the other hand, if this 15 minute closes just like this, and then we have the new 15 minute come in and break the low of this, then we're gonna fall. So right now we're rejecting, so we're coming back down. Now, what this will confirm is that even though we have the bullish divergence in the 5 minute, those moves are going to be smaller. A bullish divergence on a small time frame, meaning the move is going to be small. A bullish divergence on a 15 minute, you'll get a bigger move. A bullish divergence on a daily, you'll get a bigger move as well. So those are things that you have to watch. A bullish divergence, for it not to confirm, for it to confirm, you have to break the high. But if it comes back down and break the low, then that's not a bullish divergence anymore. Now, again, I do apologize. I gotta get this fixed for my Discord group. Okay, but either way, these videos are posted as well, so you guys could always go back and look and see what I'm talking about. But I like to show why we're getting in trades and why we're getting out of trades. Okay, to preserve, like for me, I rather take a loss than holding on to trades and then you end up losing a lot more than you should. So we have to make sure that we're doing risk management properly. So right now, Tesla is looking bearish. Have to be patient. Here we go, we're popping up. Look at that pop. market is pulling back. I don't like. I have a line that is using. Oh, crazy enough. Line is that. Oh, that's that line. Now, I don't want to force any trades, guys. I'm normally done by 11 o'clock. We're normally done by 11 o'clock. And to be honest, too, we have FOMC at 2 o'clock. Today, FOMC. Wednesday. Yeah, so we have FOMC at 2 o'clock, guys. So I don't recommend trading because right now we could be sideways for the rest of the day until 2 o'clock. Now in Tesla, I'm looking at all the time frames. All the time frames are showing down for Tesla. "30-minute broke to the downside, but we pop up. 1 hour broke to the downside. 4 hour broke to the downside. We're on the 200 though, on the 4 hour. A break below $293.70 and Tesla will be a put. But we got what? 1048. All right, so guys, so pay attention to this. See how my oscillator now is changing? Still lower low on the oscillator, right? But now it's pushing down, if you notice that. But again, we could go sideways for a time, and then afterwards we could have a break to the upside or a break to the downside. So right now it's about to be 11 o'clock. I don't like trading at a certain time, especially because we have FOMC. For me, every time we have FOMC, if I'm in a trade and I'm not out of that trade by 11 o'clock and I take a trade after that time, I normally find myself at the mercy of FOMC news, where the market goes sideways, and then afterwards at 2 o'clock, the market can either go in my direction or not, right? Even though we see a setup. So news, when news come out, especially FOMC minutes, if the president is talking anything like that, you have to make sure that you're careful. That's why a lot of times when we have news, we want to make sure that we have the right setup. If the right setup is there, then we take the trade. But right now, I don't like how Tesla is looking, as far as it's just sideways right now. If we break to the downside, then we could fall more. But we still have that divergence set up on the 15-minute where it could just go sideways. It keep that same divergence on the 15-minute, and then afterwards we pop up closer to that 2 o'clock time frame. Now, like I said before, we broke on the day and we broke on the 1 hour, on the 30-minute. But we're just bouncing back and forth. Let me see right here. One thing I don't want anybody to get in the habit of is feel like they need to be around a computer all day. We've done that before. We're not going to do that, okay? So we're not going to force any trades, and everything is sideways right now. The 5-minute is popping back up. AVGO continues to fall. That's why I said we can come all the way back down here. So that's why I wanted to get out of AVGO, regardless if we're bullish or not on the bigger time frame. Those are bigger time frame. Those could take a little bit longer. We went up close to take profit, but it didn't hit take profit. Yeah, Google is doing the same thing. Google is bouncing right at VWAP on the 15-minute. We already see that Google hit target on the day, okay? So Google can pull all the way back down. We just broke the 15, so Google can pull all the way back down. The target on Google, once it broke that 15-minute earlier, so once the break of this 15-minute, the target is right here. So it's going to approach that target right now. A break below that, and we could fall back down to the 200 and come back down and close the gap down here. Tesla is making its way back down, but we're still within this range. So what we're not going to do, guys, we're not going to force any trades. So with that, let me make sure, do you guys have any questions? I'm going to jump into the let me close this first. I'm going to close out my recording. See Tesla popping back up. Yeah, we're not going to get caught in this. We're not going to get caught in this. All right, guys, that's it for me today. I'm going to close this out, and then I'm going to go in here and check in my in the Discord and see if Discord have any questions for me before I close out in my Discord. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let me do this.